Hi guys, it's Rick Baxter with Cost Control Software. I hope you've found this video because you're looking for some kind of way to handle short duration jobs. That's what I'm going to cover here in this video. Now you may have seen some of my other videos on long duration jobs, whether jobs lasting 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, something like that. Very long duration job. I've got lots and lots of videos that show how to handle that. In this particular video, I want to kind of focus on what I call the short duration jobs. A couple of quick examples here before we go into the software. One is like a roofer who may spend 2 to 5 days and in and out. Electrician, 2 to 5 days, maybe 2 to 5 hours, and in and out on a particular job. Repair business, 1 to 5 days. A service call, any of these kind of short duration jobs is a little different in the way I would recommend that you handle it with Dynamics NAV than you would with a long-term job, and I'm going to show that to you here in this video. So the issue is on short duration jobs, there's really no time, and quite frankly, I feel no point in trying to allocate work to a detailed task, like separating painting and welding and training and installation and so forth. You just post all your costs to one task. Just keep it real simple because it's a short duration job. It's really more interested in the total cost of the job than the individual activities within that job that you have in a long duration job, and do watch some of my videos showing that. So the solution that I recommend for you here is to set up a simple task structure. Okay, and I would recommend that you set up a template to set up all new jobs. So here's an example. Now the screen's a little gray, so I'm going to go to the live software and I'll show you this in real time. So I've set up a job. So here's job 100302, and let me just show you what I've got for the task details. And look, I've only got one task, and it's task number 10, all costs. Okay, look at it from another point of view. If I go into estimating on this job, okay, I've got one task called all costs. It goes to labor, so I've got labor pool for my estimate of time, 10 hours, so it's a 10-hour job. I do have some estimated material cost, and I might have outside subcontract cost. I might have some field cost. You might have cost in maybe some transportation costs, but it's going to be minimal, and it's going to be all posted to this one code number 10, and the total cost, the total estimated cost, is going to show up here, and then to the right is going to be your actuals. That's price, and then there's going to be, this is in estimating, so the actuals is another screen. But notice down below I've got my labor pool, my top panel, mounting brackets, so I can have my material list down here. So these are the details in the lower window of the planning lines. They all relate back to this one task code. Okay. Now, if you want to go to a little more detail than that, here's another example. Again, you could templatize this. Let me go up to the estimating screen again. And in this case, I've got an example where I've got design, fabrication, and installation. Three kind of big, broad areas where people could post their time to, I was doing design work, I was doing fabrication, I was doing installation. But again, I'm thinking this job is going to be no more than a week, let's say, of work on to complete the job. Okay, otherwise, you would probably have a bigger list of codes to separate that cost. And notice for each one of these, we've got some estimates of time. So for the design work, I've estimated 12 hours. For the fabrication, 30 hours. And for installation, 5 hours. And I've even got Doug doing that work on the installation. Notice the shop rates are shown down here with the cost, and the price is shown as well. And for the labor pool, Each one of these can have its own associated list of materials and rates and so forth. And it all totals up here, and of course it's shown nicely in that statistic window, which you've probably seen in some other presentations. So you've got estimated cost, and actual cost then would be shown here. So again, the key to a short duration job is that you would keep it simple, kind of concept here. We would want to keep it as simple as possible. And let me go back to the study guide for just a second. I want to show you one other thing. So, if you want a copy of this where I talk about the samples, there's that design, fabrication, installation, and the different estimated cost categories. And did you notice, I got to tell you, this is really important. And in fact, I'm going to go back to this first one. Did you notice on this one that's all costs, you still have, it's just so important, you know, you've got field labor, you've got shop labor, you got material costs, you got subcontract costs. All the costs are still there and available, separated by these cost codes. Okay, so the codes that you've seen me use in other presentations here on the right side. This is our, what we call categories. I should use the right term. These are our categories for shop labor, field labor, expenses, material costs. Those are all available, all but now it's just against one individual simplified task, all against task code 10 in my sample here. Okay, now there was a couple of things I want to mention before I jump off of there. One is on short duration jobs, the schedule is real easy as well, because it's really based on just the starting date of the job. So go to the, there's a section, let me move this over just a little bit, there's a section called Job Analysis right here, which allows you to sort the jobs by starting date. Okay, and that's really all you need for those short duration jobs. It works just fine for those types of jobs. So do check that out as well. And I'll mention also for scheduling. You can, if you want to, this is optional, you could, if you want to get into details of who's assigned to that particular job. I want to have Linda, Mark, and Mary and Timothy, 4 people assigned to this job. Well, just split that labor into multiple tasks. Okay, then you can have those assignments shown very nicely here, and the estimated number of hours for each one of these people. And then of course it's going to ripple down into the specific task with the time, and it makes it easy to schedule them. So you can actually add in the Planner One visual scheduler for Mary and Ralph, and you can see the duration here of each task in a visual drag and drop kind of visual scheduling tool. If you have questions on that, that's probably a separate demonstration. I'd encourage you to give me a call, and I'd be glad to go through that as well. The shop rates, I do recommend that you set up shop rates for each person. So if you set up, let's say Mary here, I would set up a shop rate of like $83.60. I would not put in a personal pay rate. I never recommend that. I always recommend a shop rate being used to charge to an individual job. Okay, one other little thing I guess I'm going to mention here is that there's this great statistic window. I showed that to you. Remember, that's back here for a job. It's right here is the statistics. Okay, where you can see the estimated cost all split out into each one of these categories. Now, not everybody on these short duration jobs would be using an outside processing like a subcontractor, but maybe you would bring in a painter or something separate to do that work. But you still could have just one task, code 10, and everything goes right there. And then the actuals will show up here on the right side. Keep it simple. That's the solution I'm kind of recommending here. And then you also have, and I'm probably not going to go through this in this video, but I want you to be aware that you do have the ability to set up capacity and load per person. So for each person, for Mary and Ralph and everybody on the team, you can set up their capacity. The load comes in based on those assignments, and then you can do various reporting to see that load versus capacity, and there's some special views to show that. If you'd like more information on any of the things that I've mentioned here today, I hope you'll give me a call. Again, my name is Rick Baxter with Cost Control Software. Thanks so much.